Hello, everyone. It is your main man, Sportslov, with today's broadcast for Basketball 101, Part 2. This broadcast will deal with fouls, rules, and other things that you'll hear about during the said game. Um, there are different types of fouls, so we'll get into that. There are shooting fouls. They occur while a shot is being taken. If the shot goes in, as foul is called, one free throw is shot from the free throw line. If it's missed, you get two free throws or three if behind the 3 point arc. If the shot is made when foul occurs and goes into basket, it is common for an announcer to say and one, meaning the basket counts and one free throw. If a non-shooting foul occurs, the ball will change possession. Team fouls. That's the number stating how many fouls the team has as a whole. After a certain number of them occur, it is called over the limit. Rules regarding this are different depending on if it's NBA, college, or high school and below. So let's go ahead and just break that up a little bit further. We'll start with college and below. A team is allowed 6 total fouls before free throws shots start. For 7, 8, and 9, a team gets what is called 1 and 1. It means the first free throw has to be made in order to get the second shot. If the player misses the first, the ball becomes live. For 10 or more free throws, or for 10 or more fouls, 2 free throws are awarded. Free throws can occur before 6 team fouls if it was a shooting foul. Team fouls go for each half, and at the beginning of each half, they reset. However, personal foul numbers do not reset through the game. In the NBA, fouls are added up per quarter. You can get 4 fouls as team fouls are allowed. 2 shots will occur for free throws behind the free throw line, starting with the fifth team foul. And those can be, and that can actually go up to 3 shots if it happens behind the 3 point line. Also in the NBA, only defensive fouls count toward your team foul total. So it has to be personal fouls on the from the defense in order for it to be team. If it's an offensive, it just counts as a foul on your record, but not go on your team fouls. Next is a term they call technical foul. A technical foul is given for unsportsmanlike conduct or for other infraction that may occur. It can range from fighting or mouthing off an official, or it could be any number of other rule violations that may deem it severe enough to instate that. In all levels, a technical foul can be given to players or coaches. In high school, the penalty is 2 free throws and possession of the ball for the other team. If a player or coach gets 2 technical fouls in a game, they will be ejected. They are no longer allowed to be on the court, and they have to go to the locker room. In college, if technical foul occurs by player, it also counts as a personal foul as well. So on one play, say in a college guy gets called for a personal foul, he starts mouthing off, he gets a technical foul. So instead of having 1 foul on him, he'll now have 3. One for the personal foul that he initially committed, one for the technical foul, and another personal foul. So yeah, that's why if you see it in college, it don't happen very often because 3 fouls on one play is not something that you really want. In the NBA, a technical foul does not count as a personal foul. There are other reasons for that. Next is what we call a flagrant foul. A flagrant foul is a foul that occurs that can seriously injure an opponent. Generally, 2 free throws and possession of the ball are awarded. In high school and below, as well as college, the player that commits flagrant foul is ejected from game. In the NBA, they have flagrant 1 and 2 depending on the severity. It can count as a technical foul or ejection. That's just up to the referees to decide that. In college and below, if you reach 5 personal fouls, it is called foul out. The number in the NBA is 6. When you foul out, you're not allowed to play anymore and will be sitting on the bench for the remainder of the game. With that and stuff, if you have a lot of people in foul trouble, you can literally get it down to where you got 3 players on one side and 4 on the other. You don't have a full 5-on-5. The exception is the NBA. And in the NBA, if you get below 5 eligible players, all 5 players still stay on the field. It just turns into technical fouls, and you go from that. There are other types of foul. The main fouls that they call in the game that are different from technical fouls and flagrant fouls is a hand check. Hand check is where you grab hold of opponent's wrist. Charging is an offensive foul, or what they call a player control foul. It's where basically the offensive player is driving the ball down the field and plows into a defender while he's standing still with his feet really close together, kind of as a rigid thing. You'll see them fall back and see if they can get a charge, and a lot of times it works. Okay. Holding is like holding in the jersey to keep opponent from moving a certain direction. You can't do that. If the referee holds both fists closed in the shape of an X overhead, it is intentional or flagrant foul. And you don't ever want to see that, because when you see that, you know it's going to be a bad penalty for whatever happened. That could lead to ejections, it could lead to fines, it could lead to a whole bunch of other stuff. When you see the referee put their hands to the hips, it means blocking foul, and that's a defensive thing based on where the feet are planted on the floor. Both hands together in a T shape is called a technical foul. You get that for misconduct or unsportsmanlike behavior, and when a technical foul is issued, it typically is called being teed up. Both hands and arms outward is pushing. You'll see that as a foul that is called regularly in all levels of basketball. Those are the main fouls that they, personal fouls they call, but there are other things that can change possession of the ball based on what we call other rule violations. We'll go through some of those other rule violations that are not fouls that will get the possession of the ball changed to the other team. Traveling is the first one we'll go over. You have to dribble or bounce the basketball while walking or running. Once stopped, one of your feet is pivot foot, and you can't move pivot foot or lift foot off ground. If you do, this is traveling, and the possession goes to the other team. A common word for traveling is walking. You're not allowed to do that, and that's just typically what the term is that they call it. Double dribble is next. You only get to dribble the basketball once. If you stop for any reason, you have to pass or shoot. But if you start dribbling again, you get the call for double dribble. You lose possession of the ball, and it goes to the other team. Okay, then there are 3-second violations. An offensive player is only allowed 3 seconds in the free throw lane. If ball hits rim or player leaves the free throw lane, that 3-second count starts over again. If in that lane more than 3 seconds, the violation is called and the ball will be called to the other team. And generally when you see them call it, they will have their hand to their wrist and they'll move it back and forth 3 times to symbolize the 3 seconds, maybe less, but you see it swing once back and forth. Next is a 5-second violation. There are 2 ways that you can get a 5-second violation in basketball. The first is when you inbound the ball. You have 5 seconds from the time that you inbound the ball in order to get the ball inbounded. If you don't, it is a 5-second violation. The other version of that is if you are being closely guarded, and closely guarded is where you are within arm's length of the player, and you either don't shoot it, you don't pass it, or anything like that, and you keep going with it stuff, you lose possession of the ball as a 5-second violation for closely guarded. When it's closely guarded, you'll see the referees counting seconds to make sure on that. But if at any given point while you're being closely guarded, if you get more than arm's length away from the defender at the time when it happens, you'll see the referee extend both arms at arm's width, letting you know that you're not being closely guarded. let's see. It is not. It's 5 second violation on the inbound. The same rule applies. Again, you have 5 seconds to do that. Ball will change possession if that penalty is called. Let's see. Also, if you're in the 5 second count and then you get away from being closely guarded, and you're not being closely guarded, that 5 seconds starts again as soon as the opposing player gets back into arm's length of you. Let's see. Next is the 10-second violation. When offense has the ball, they have 10 seconds to get the ball past half court. If they do not, a 10-second violation occurs. Ref holds up both hands up to signal the 10 seconds. The same would apply with the 5-second violation with just one hand. Next is called the over and back, or what is typically known as backcourt violation. Offensive team has gotten past half court, and then they go back onto defender's half court. You can't do that. However, if a defender hits the ball and the ball goes back court and the offense recovers it, the offense can recover and continue going down the field, and no violation will be called. If this violation is called, it will change possession and the ball will go to the other team. Next is what they call carrying or palming. It's like a double dribble when it happens. When player puts hand under the ball while dribbling, you are supposed to have hands on top of the ball while dribbling. If this is called, possession of the ball will go to the other team, just like it would be for a double dribble or a travel. Next is what they call a lane violation. Lane violation is done during free throws. If player jumps into lane prior to the shot, it is called a lane violation. It will be signaled by ref with one arm extended in a fist look. If offense does the lane violation, a made shot will not count. If it was one shot, you lose that shot and can shoot only one free throw. So if you've got two free throws and the offense does it on your first of your two, then you just lose the shot and you only get one free throw. If it happens on the second shot, the offense loses ball and it's inbounded by what is the defense, which now becomes offense, and then they get the change of possession and it goes back down the other way. If the defense does it and offense makes the shot, it will count. If the shot is missed by offense and it's the defense that's doing the lane violation, the shooter will get another try. Next is some things called kicking. Players are not allowed to kick the ball. If it is called, whoever side does kick it, the ball will go back to the other team. So if the offense has it and the defense kicks the ball out of the bounds, the offense will have the ball back. But if it's the offense who kicks the ball, the offense will lose possession of the ball and it will be inbounded by the defense, which then becomes offense, and then they can take it down the court and a change of possession occurs. Okay, next is there's other referee signals that you might see during the game, and it's very typical to see these during the game. If they don't happen more than once in the game, then we know something's up. If both teams have a hand on a ball and it's hard to determine who has it, play is stopped and both thumbs up. You have both thumbs up in an upward motion, and it's signaled, meaning jump ball. Note, in college and below, they have possession arrow, and it alternates between direction or between teams every time this happens. When it happens, the ball is given to the team who has it based on direction of that arrow. Another note, possession arrow is used to, also used to whoever has the ball to start second, third, and fourth quarter. The possession arrow is for whoever starts off with whoever gets the ball to start, and then it alternates for second, third, and fourth quarters. They're used the same The same one after the division. Post position arrow is first determined based on who gets the opening jump at opening tip off. In the NBA, if jump ball occurs, depending on which side of the court it happens, they have a designated area of court to jump and get the ball. If it happens near center court, you'll have a jump off at the center court areas. Let's see. If referee is waving both hands across chest area, it means no score could occur after shot taken, after foul already has been called, or a last second shot to beat the buzzer and the shot didn't get off in time, or in case of offensive, in case of an offensive foul. You'll see those, and then next you'll see other times when other things that referees do. After play is stopped for timeout, if referee places both hands on shoulders, it is a 30-second timeout. If he fully extends hands both out wide, it is full timeout. If the referee has one, so after he called a timeout, 30-second timeout has been called. He puts both hands on the shoulders and then will point to the scorer's table to start the timeout. Same thing with the full timeout. And then whoever's at the scorer's table will let the referee know how many timeouts that each team has if the referee asks. Let's see. Okay. If the referee has one hand up, it is a stop clock. In order to start the clock, while the hand is up, you bring it down to the right and in downward motion and do it in a quick manner. If three-point attempt is made, arm is extended with 3 fingers out. If somehow foot goes over the line and makes it, ref will signal that the shot was a 2-point shot, not 3. Let's see. Okay, and also with that 3-point play, sorry, I don't mean to be disorganized today, but it's been a day. When that 3-point shot is made, if the shot is made, the referee will hold his hands upward over his head, and it looks like like you would see when a field goal is made or a touchdown is scored. Let's see. If a substitute is coming in while hand is up for stopped clock, a buzzer sound occurs, and a ref will motion for subs to come in. If one sub comes in, it usually is before the shot, unless they're subbing for the shooter, and then it would be after the shot, provided the ball don't go live from a missed shot. If 2 or 3 shots are taken at free throw line, sub can come in before last shot is attempted. This is just that was just a basic introduction to what fouls are, how they work, and other rule changes and stuff. We will have one more broadcast in the coming days regarding basketball. I think the next one's going to be about positions on the team and other other rules, including a specialty with what the original rules were when the game of basketball was invented. I hope you stay tuned for that. In the meantime, if you will, please subscribe to my channel. Please hit the like button and comment below with what your thoughts are on everything that's going on, and hit the notification bell so that way you can know when I'm live and when I'm not, and when I have videos posted. In the meantime, it's your main man, Sports Love. I hope you have a good evening. Peace out.